This smoothie is wow, but this video is not about a smoothie. This video is about After Effects. You may have seen recently, James and I announced that we have a podcast called Creating Things Together. If you're interested in any part of these videos, the podcast is basically an extended cut behind the scenes version of our process creating things together, hence the title. But in this video, I want to take you guys down the journey of branding and everything for the podcast. It was actually a really fun project. It was exhausting, but at the same time super fun, and it's different. It's a different style that we've gone. I'm just excited to share the process of creating things together. Ooh. Wow. Name title segue. Watch out. The photo that we used for our podcast logo and everything was actually from a couple's portrait photo shoot that we shot last summer. The area is now covered from head to toe in snow, but one of the reasons I love using Illustrator is I could literally have everything on the canvas. We have our colors, our logo, our font, the podcast artwork, our intro, the lower third, the thumbnail formatting, the end slate. We have everything designed in this Illustrator document. And then after I designed everything in Illustrator, that is when I went into After Effects. Now, holy crap, I did not know the adventure that I was about to embark on when I went into After Effects. After Effects is overwhelming, number one, and number two, it's just deep.
I have a lot of history in After Effects, you see. I was homeschooled. Christina thinks that makes me less of a smart person, but look who's teaching who After Effects now. In my free time, I would play around with different software, After Effects being one of them. I spent an enormous amount of time in After Effects doing things like making text move from one spot to another, learning how to make motion blur happen, learning how to give objects character. One time I made my brother's girlfriend's head explode. After Effects always has been and currently still is the best motion graphics software out there, in my opinion. It is a wonderland of opportunity. You can do amazing things with a creative mind. It's a wide open playground, but it's also space. It's vast. You could spend years exploring it and still find something new. The way that I learned After Effects is the way that I learn everything that I've ever learned, and that's sort of just playing around and poking things and seeing what works and what doesn't work. I suppose it's a lot like how people learn coding. You just kind of type in something and then, oh, that didn't do what I needed it to do. Then you type in something else and then you get a little bit closer. You spend hours and hours. Sometimes you're a little frustrated and you come out on the other end feeling very fulfilled. Because I learned After Effects this way, I'm a little bit insecure about the idea of ever doing an After Effects tutorial, because I feel like I would teach it to people the wrong way. So maybe I'll start a channel where it's like James creates things in After Effects the long way.
After I edit everything in Illustrator, I export every layer individually. That way I can edit them and make them all move around individually in After Effects. This is where everything started getting really interesting and really complicated, but very fun at the same time. The vibe I was going for was kind of a glitchy neon, kind of darky, vibey kind of... Is that how you would describe the sound? Like that little...
Yeah, that's good.
It's a glitch. So that is what I was going for. That is how our intro looks. That's how our end slate looks. That's how everything looks. Okay, so ignore the lower thirds that are sliding in and out. I'll talk about those in a second. The glitchy look, an example of that is right here where the mics are kind of spazzing out like they're having a seizure or something. That's the vibe that I was going for. I'm really happy with this teal color, and then I also have a yellow that adds to that electric kind of vibe. But one of the things, and I've known about this since before the time of existence. I knew about keyframes before starting this project, but I really got to know keyframes really well. And basically what keyframes do is they make your project move around. You'll see the example here where these two little dots basically signify the point A to point B, and these numbers here signify the position. I'm dragging it around, moving everything around, absolutely ruining what I've already done, but another great feature of anything is Command Z. In After Effects, I made our intro, which I might be changing soon. that is to be determined. I did a lower third for the listen and subscribe, which I was really, really happy with. I think that turned out really, really nicely. If I could zoom it out, holy crap. What are we doing? Fit on the screen. I don't know what's going on there, and I'm not gonna worry about it because I've already exported it, but that's interesting. I also made our social handles, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's our social handles. And if you're not following us, you should be. Or I'll close your laptop. We just spilled the tea on this process in After Effects, didn't we? Okay, James. Too much, way too much. Okay. Learning the little bit of After Effects that I did know with James's help was exhausting. I feel like it was pretty exhausting, but it was fun. It's always fun to learn new things and make things move around and feel like you just learned a new skill. An interesting thing with After Effects is you learn 10 things, right? Now in 6 months when I go back to After Effects to do something else, I will remember 6 of those things. And that is the creative process.
And the meaning of Christmas.
Merry Christmas. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. You're the real homie. This was kind of a more meta video, but I really just wanted to share what I've been learning. I'm excited, and I didn't want to let all of that time go to waste. I probably, if you add up all of the hours, I probably spent like 3 days in After Effects, just learning things, being frustrated, saying profanity, going, James! But I'm happy I created all of this stuff from my bare hands. And if you haven't, and if you're somewhat interested in what James and I do here, number 1, feel free to subscribe if you haven't, because we appreciate that. Number 2, we have a podcast, and that is what all of this project was about. So feel free to listen to our podcast. I'll leave the links below. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. But have a fantastic day, night, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Goodbye.